A jellyfish's mouth is at the center of its body. It's used to eat as well as expel waste. And a cool thing a jellyfish can do is shoot water out of its mouth to propel it forward.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, crazy, right?
Today we have Pyle Hazard. He is a member of the Ohio Haunters Association, and he does a lot of. His main place is for donate money to charity. I feel like I worded that very terribly, so sorry.
A little bit.
If you want, I can fix this.
Yeah.
So, hello, I am Pyle Hazard. I am one of the board of directors with the Ohio Haunters Association. Not only am I that, I'm also a haunt owner here in Shelby County, Ohio, for Chainer's Field of Screams, which is a charity haunt. We take up all the money that we raise through the season. We donate it to different programs, organizations, people that are in need. The list goes on and on. We have a concession stand that helps support the emergency disaster service that operates here in Shelby County also. So that could be the start because there's a lot of me. It's worse than an onion, I swear.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. So my first question is, because I'm very interested, is your name like your birth name, or is it a name that you kind of adapted and took on?
Oh, so absolutely, it is not what my parents put on a birth certificate.
You never know.
No, I am not Major either. No, I got the nickname Pyle, and then it was Gomer, then it was Gomer Pyle, then it was Gomer Projectile Pyle Hazard. So we just sweetened it by saying Pyle Hazard. And with a name like Pyle Hazard, it sticks in a lot of people's heads really quickly on, yeah, I remember that name because I'm not Frank, I'm not George, I'm not Carl. I mean, you don't hear Pyle Hazard very much.
Right.
Yeah, we have incredibly common names. So yeah, Pyle is a lot easier to remember. How did you get into haunted houses?
Well, the best thing that you can do is go through a haunted house, and when you like what you just seen, you can ask about it. And that's basically what it was. I went down to Lockington's Haunted Firehouse. It does not exist anymore. It's a old firehouse that's in Lockington, Ohio, here in Shelby County. And they had a haunted house in their old firehouse. Well, unfortunately, it got to the point where they could not operate no more. So I had to do what most haunters do, is I had to find a new haunt. So shopped around. Now, I found Sydney Haunt Woods. It was one that, was quick and easy to find. And I was there for 8 seasons. And once I left there, I went to go help a haunted barn that was a charity. And then a lot of their stuff came to us. And we started Chainer's Field of Screams because my character's name has always been Thomas Chainer ever since I was at Lockington. So I drug him and made him his own home.
Fantastic.
This is awesome. You started off in Lockington. Do you have like a favorite memory there that helped you like stay into haunt scares?
Yeah. Anybody remembers this? In the haunted house industry, you have different awards that people are like congratulating you for. And yes, you have a code yellow, code brown. We all know what those are. If you put them together, it's called a golden toilet. When a guy came out and he said, "Man, I don't think we should have went to that restaurant before coming here," I said, "That sounds like a fun group." And he said, "Man, I hope this is almost done. I don't know if I can hold this." Well, first chainsaw fired up, drove him right into me. I popped up and I fired it and looked right at him, and he put his hands out and he said, "Oh, I don't have to go no more." The grace would have been me telling him, "Oh, well, let's show you to the nearest exit." Nope. I sent him right through the maze that you had to crawl through. I will always remember that. And I got so much grief over me sending somebody that totally soiled everything of his self. I didn't feel bad because you chose this path. You paid the money. And that's what it is. Haunted houses are not there to be the friendliest things. They're there for two purposes. It is there to make you feel uncomfortable by scaring you or grossing you out or entertaining you. If you got a clown that's not scaring you, hopefully that thing's got some balls and it can start to juggle them, because that is where it needs to go with entertainment.
Yeah.
Did you have a specific like love for horror before you found the scare houses? Or I don't know why I keep saying scare houses, but
Haunted industry, maybe?
yeah,
That's what
haunted
you're-
industry. Yeah, sorry.
That covers everything. So I liked haunted houses when I was little. And yeah, I mean, scary movies were fun. But I liked the pure adrenaline rush you would get from someone actually scaring you. See, my father was a believer that let's do these things with the boy and see what he likes to do. So we did the haunted barn in Houston long time ago when I was a kid. And my dad made it a lot more entertaining when the person was looking at everybody and saying, this is the woman, blah, 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 pay your respects. And my dad said, yeah, I paid about $7 of respects at the door, which made it entertaining. But we transitioned all this into what we would want. I mean, as a person going through a haunted house, some of them want to be scared, terrified. Some of them want you to torture their brain. Some of them want to make sure that their friends are crawling out because they're laughing at them instead of being scared. These are all factors that go into a single group. There's so many different people that go through a haunted house that there's, I don't know how to really put it. Everybody has their own thing. No one will go through a haunted house just like everybody else. There's going to be something that scares. I know a really tall guy. He's afraid of anything that's short, and a haunt finds that out. They will tell all their people to be on their knees or crawl on the ground or anything. He doesn't like things down there. That's excellent. You don't like spiders. Is there anybody that doesn't like spiders? A lot of people don't like spiders.
Right.
So if you take a little fishing line and you just hang it from the ceiling, it hits your face, you freak out. These are the great things that we're able to do in the haunted house industry. And the haunted house industry is a piece of art, from the people that are scaring, being scare actors, to the people that are putting it together, that are constructors, to the ones that put the finest details in. I mean, I've went to a haunt and seen a pair of dice, and it had a bloody fingerprint on it. Who's going to see that? It doesn't matter, because that was how much detail these haunted houses want to put in it. If you're looking at mine, probably not, because I got dirt. And mine is more along the lines of give the kids, give the young adults, give the whoever an opportunity to learn how to do the basic skills. That way they can go ahead and go to a different haunt and say, hey, this is what I did. This is what I learned. Let me show you what I can do for you.
That's awesome. I know there's some haunted houses where the actor will literally like grab you and throw you in a cage and lock you in there and stuff. Where do you draw the line when it comes to like actual physical touching the guests that go through?
So there's two lines, okay? Right off the bat, you're going to have to check out. If you're starting a haunted house, you're really going to have to decide which one you want to do. You want to do the no-touch approach, where I get really close, and the closest I'm going to get is you smelling my breath? Or is it going to be, I'm going to touch you, but I'm going to touch you lightly? Those are the two paths that you need to figure out. Now, if you do a touch haunt, you really need to figure out what level of touch you really want. If you want that simple touch of somebody going across your arm, which will freak them out because it touched them, or do you want to slam them in there? And that is all about how you want to do your insurance. because someone getting slammed into a cell and getting shut in there is totally different. And there is a place that they consider themselves a haunt that will absolutely torture people. That is not a haunt. That is just a torture factory. And you listen to anyone in a haunted house, that is not. Because there's only two people that control this, and they try to do this until this person taps out. They will not let them leave until they tap out.
I'm pretty sure I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
That's the taboo. We do not do the taboo because we want you guys to bring your friends. We want you to have a great time. We want you to have a great experience. And yes, some haunts, they want you to build your tolerance for the next haunt. I mean, if you go in Sydney and you start on a Saturday night, as soon as Sydney Haunt Woods opens, you can go from Sydney, then you can go up I-75 to Chainersville to Screams, get through there, and then you can go up to Lafayette in haunted town halls in Lafayette, Ohio, near Lima. You can get 3 haunts in one night. That is a great experience of you being able to see 3 different types of haunts. Yes, 2 are outside, 1's inside, but it is just different ways that people have constructed their pieces of art.
Yeah. And then Ohio famously has the most haunted houses. We're like
Yes,
the
we
capital
do.
of the U.S. for haunted houses.
Ohio has 144 haunts, and this is all because a group called Scare Factor goes out and locates as many haunted houses as they possibly can. That way they can bring this to people. And you know what? I'm finding out about haunts I didn't know they were, and they're pretty close. I didn't know that that's slipping my mind right now. It's over by Kaiser Lake. I just found out that they have a haunted schoolhouse. Now it makes me want to go over there and talk to them. There's one in St. Mary's at the National Guard's little infantry base that they have there. Yeah, there's plenty of them around. Some only show up for a year. Some of them are there for plenty of years. Some of them are only open towards the end. So it just depends. And when you're looking at haunted houses, the greatest thing is you can go haunted housing on a budget.
Yeah.
There's different haunts. If you want to go to the bigger ones, you're going to pay your $25. You're going to pay your $35 per ticket. You go to a smaller one, you can donate a can and go through ours for $10. I mean, we're one of the cheapest ones. We want to keep it cheap for people to come through. We want people to have fun. I mean, with everything that's been going on in our world, there's a lot of things that we're not sure about, and it is scaring us. But we have an opportunity right now that we can pay something and get scared at a controlled environment. It's one of the biggest things. This is all done with a controlled environment. There's a lot of people that take a lot of time to teach, to train, and I just don't throw a chainsaw at somebody and say, hey, do something with it. Oh no, there's a whole class, and they make fun of me every time because I tell them, go see that tree right there? Scare that tree. Make that tree move. You're never going to do it. But it gets them to understand which way the bar of that chainsaw is going to go and how they're moving. And then they come after me. And we have a head-to-head chainsaw. And I try scaring him as much as he tries scaring me. Do they back up? Yes. They usually back up for me because they don't know exactly their capabilities, and I know mine. That's how you train. You do not train by just saying, here's a mask, go do it. You have to give them inspiration. Right now, we have this one that she just absolutely loves doing stuff with doll babies. And she's got a little doll baby head on a stick. And she'll tell you to look at it, and the thing rolls around.
That's cool.
I mean, she absolutely will get right in your face with this. She doesn't touch you. So she's doing good. And this is her first year. So we're in... As of right now, today's date, we have operated 4 nights.
And how's it going so far this year?
I can always do more, but yet again, it's a brand new early season. everybody's trying to get into the bigger ones, and usually the smaller kids are the ones that want to go to ours. We get a whole bunch of older teens that are like, oh, yeah, we'll see what's going on. But it's early in the season, so everybody's just getting into seeing pumpkins. Everybody's just thinking about this and that. We do a Nobu trick-or-treat. We do ours earlier than anybody else. You don't have to put your costumes on. You can just come through, and we do it in the daylight so you can see how everything operates at ours. That way, if you want to buy a ticket, then come on in, because we'll be more than happy to show you what you don't see at night.
Circling back to the Ohio having the most haunted houses, do you think, like, why do you think that is, like, compared to other states? Like, what makes Ohio special to the point where we're like, hey, we're going to do the haunted house?
So we've talked about this a couple of different times, me and a lot of haunters, and we think that it's because the history of Ohio. Ohio has a whole bunch of weird, offsetting things. So how do you celebrate all the weird and offsetting things except for starting your haunted house? Well, most of them have been going and making haunted houses that are low-key, or they've been doing the come to mind, it's in the backwoods. And those are great. But once again, the numbers go up and the numbers fluctuate because not all of them are going to survive. And you got to protect yourself. You got to protect the ones that go through. So the reason I think Ohio has so many is because you look around and you can see, and people go, well, I should be able to do that too. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. If you don't have the money, don't get a building, because you're going to have to get that thing up to code. If you don't want to be shut down because Mother Nature hates you, then go for a building because there's pros and cons on everything. And everybody says, you know, what would be a piece of advice that you wish you knew in the beginning? It's easy. Don't start one. It's a headache. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of effort. That doesn't say I don't want people to go out and make new ones. Just know what you're getting into, because your wallet's going to hate you. Your credit cards are going to hate you. And don't be afraid to be a person that goes out and gets random items. You see a bicycle that's busted on the side and they're putting out for a scrapper to pick up, that is now your property. You throw it in there and that becomes part of your scene. A water heater being in the middle of the woods, that doesn't make sense. At a haunted house, it does.
Right.
So I'm just telling you, the kitchen table being in the middle and everybody's sitting there and there's nothing but trees above, that's a new scene. Somebody's got a broken picnic table, that's a haunted party scene that everybody's got like little messed up cakes. Yes. Just know what you're getting into and find people around your area that want to help you with this craziness. Because if you don't have the people that back you up, you're going to fall on your face. Spirit Halloween can only do so much, and Walmart can only do so much.
Walmart's barely doing anything anymore, though.
That's true.
Like,
but
you go in there right now, it's 90% Christmas stuff.
Well, that's I'm not going to get into that argument as much, but everybody's made the comment that you go and put Halloween stuff out way too early. No. We're setting the field for the next holiday. The only one that gets jumped pretty good is Turkey Day. Thanksgiving, you don't see too much Turkey Day stuff.
Right.
Except for an inflatable turkey that you sit out and it says Happy Thanksgiving. So I'm just going to say that when you're going and you're getting out of July and you're almost in August and you can see all this stuff, I want you to know that I've already been doing haunted stuff since March. And when I say that, would you like to talk about conventions? There's major conventions for the haunted house industry. And I don't know how much you guys know about them.
I didn't even know there was a convention for that.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not
I've
gonna
seen-
lie.
I've seen stuff about it. I follow like some convention centers because I like the comic conventions, and I went to an anime convention earlier this year.
Okay.
So I've seen stuff about people going to them. I just haven't looked
See, I
into
know
it very
about all
much.
of that, but I've never heard of one like specifically for.
Oh, well, buckle your seatbelts, buckaroo. Ohio is amazing. You want to know how awesome Ohio is? The convention that's not too far away from us is in Chicago. That's Midwest. Okay. You have an East Coast that's in Pennsylvania. Okay. I almost said Seattle. That's Washington. Hold on here. Where's the arch? Help me out here.
St. Louis.
St. Louis. There we go, because my brain gets fried. St. Louis, Missouri has the biggest Halloween haunting convention in the world.
Really?
Yes. And if you like that, guess what it's attached to?
What?
The Christmas show. Oh, trust me. If you do not understand what you're getting into when you're understanding the world of trans world, here's what you need to learn. If you're going for the Christmas show, you got to go right beside the Halloween show, which is on the same floor. But this floor is like 3 of your city blocks here.
Jeez.
It's huge. I love it. There's a dark section. You get the happy go fuzzy feeling Christmas. Then you start getting into the Halloween mixed with Christmas. That's a little more lighted area. And then you start getting darker. The convention gets darker. There's actually an area called the dark zone. They have the animatronics working. They have this and that. They really need to watch how they put their animatronics in there. I got smacked by a bat last year.
Jeez.
it's an animatronic. It's been doing this all day. I just happened to be right at that line. Smack. It's okay. Did I learn a lesson? I'm not buying that prop. But it is absolutely St. Louis, Missouri's got Trans World. Trans World is a floating convention of where it's going to go ahead and land. This year it was in the beginning of March. Next year it's towards the end of March. It used to be that if you are not a haunted house owner or actor with a letter, you couldn't get tickets. They're opening it to the public because they want more people to come in.
Right.
And the Christmas show attached to it, if you don't know that Trans World Halloween stuff is, you will start going down it and be like, oh my gosh, I just found a severed arm. How's that look for your Christmas? Here, come here. There's Krampus.
That's awesome.
There's a big Krampus. Buy that. Put that in your front yard. I'm sure you will be the talk of the town.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
When it comes down to conventions, Ohio had East Coast or Midwest. Midwest got moved from Columbus and got put in Chicago. Now, the state of Ohio, having the most haunts, have spoken very loudly, and Ohio Haunters Association has heard it, along with the Ohio State Reformatory. Do you know that?
Yeah.
You ever heard that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You know there's a haunted house in there that
Yeah.
operates?
I was actually going to ask you about that.
About Blood Prison?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what's coming? May, the weekend of Mother's Day. I know, it's weird. We put it on Mother's Day. But haunters have mothers too. We want to celebrate the haunt mothers by having the convention on Mother's Day. We're having a Ohio Haunters convention at the Reformatory.
That's awesome.
So if you want to go, you can go to ohiohaunters.com, and we're going to start putting on there how to buy the tickets, because it's going to be at the Reformatory. It's a beautiful building, historical
100%, yeah.
Artist absolutely did a great job on this, and that's what he wanted. He wanted to really make a building that everybody would love.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, there wasn't so many people, there all the time. The reformatory actually has a whole bunch of signs that says, "Do not take pictures out of this window."
Because there's a
There's
prison
an
behind
active
it.
prison right behind it, and that is a felony. If you take a picture of them, they're taking a picture of you. They probably got your picture before you got theirs.
Yeah.
So yeah, but that's what's coming to Ohio. I think it's a wonderful thing. We've been waiting for this to happen, but as soon as I got put on the board, it was like first thing of business. We're doing the convention. Oh, we had the convention back in 2019. Guess what happened? 2020.
Yeah.
COVID slammed us and said, "Thou shall not happen." So we've been waiting. Reformatory wants us. Blood President wants us. Ohio wants this. Why would we not want to put in a week of vacation from our actual jobs to actually be there for our haunters?
Yeah. No, I love that. I think
couldn't think of a better place for it.
Yeah, and I think conventions are a great place for people that are interested in the same thing to collect and just socialize. Yeah, I love that.
So you've been to conventions, right?
Yeah, I've been to a couple.
So let me point this out. When you go to a haunting convention, it's totally different than any other convention. Okay? The rule of thumb is you look, but you do not touch at other conventions, right? Oh, no, we want you to touch. We want you to touch that stuff. We want you to feel it. We want you to see it. We want you to look at it. Because this is something that you might be bringing home with you. If you don't like it there, why are you buying it?
Right.
If you can't feel it, something's wrong. Because that is the whole thing with haunting conventions. We want you to feel the fabric. We want you to touch it. Now, there are people that go around to other conventions and you go, "Hey, you look nice. Can I take your picture?" Right?
Yeah.
If they're in costume at a haunt convention, they want your picture. They want you to take a picture with them. They want this and that. People that do booths will hire people to do the creepy crawly in their costumes just to have people take photos and go, "Wow," because that advertises more. And in the haunted house industry, once you get into that industry, you're going to find out that there's so many different people that do so many things. There is a person that's here in Ohio that just absolutely said, "I think I'm going to make some doctor costumes." And now Hollywood gets a hold of him and says, "I think you need to make this for me."
That's awesome.
So the industry gets bigger and bigger.
So my question for the Mansfield, the blood prison's there, and then this year they started to remodel the Mansfield Speedway, and their big opening thing was they're going to have can't 100% remember the name, but there's going to be a haunted house attraction there too
At the Speedway.
Yeah,
Yep.
which is only like 5-10 minutes away from.
Not that far away at all. And trust me, when I heard that, I started saying this and said, "Anybody know anything about this?" Yes, we just found out about this as much as you did.
Say, is there any? Because to me, like looking at it from like the outsider's point of view, I'm like, that's kind of like drama filled to have like this huge one and then have one that they're building up to be a huge one. This is first year, and so but to be so close to each other like that.
So, yes and no. Okay. You have two different types of haunts. Totally two different types of haunts. One is a prison, and you go through all the cell blocks and this and that, and the monsters come at you, and there's a dark area that you don't even know that the monsters are in the cell, and if you get the touch pass, they will pull you into the cell, and they'll slam the door. Versus one that is totally about a raceway. That's two different stories, two different things. Do you want both? Do you want people to come to both? Absolutely. Do you want them to see you before the other one? Absolutely. It's when you advertise. That is the biggest thing. You got to show them in the best ways. Now, anybody that looks at advertisement, you got to look at something else, and it's the reviews. But here's the bad thing about a review. if it's a really, really nasty review, I mean, it looks like they had pure hatred in their heart. That review might have came from another haunt. There's a turf war. I know exactly where there's a turf war. One haunt says, you just do your thing. The other haunt, absolutely. Hey, I'm going to run you into the ground. I used to deal with that. I don't have that problem no more. I have shown everybody that I encourage everyone to go to as many haunts as they possibly can. We have Hammer Brothers, Haunt Circus, not too far away from us. Okay? I've never been there, but I got some serious good friends that work there. Okay? We're good friends now because we're all understanding. Was I hearing some nasty, horrible things coming from people saying that these guys said it? Absolutely. But you don't have to worry about everybody else. You have to worry about your single person. Okay? If you worry about your single person or your haunt and this and that, and you do everything you can to build it up, it's going to take a while, but people are going to notice it.
Wouldn't it be hard, though, I just think, like, especially because they're so close together, and, like, I'm sure there's some others in the area that aren't as big as those. And already Ohio being the biggest place for haunted houses, I just feel like it might be harder for them to have different actors and everything, considering the fact that there's so much going on.
Oh, there's plenty of actors to go around. Oh my gosh. Okay. Rule of thumb is somebody looks at somebody and goes, I think you're crazy. We as haunters look at them and go, we welcome you to the family. That is the thing. I have looked at many people going through my haunt, and they're like, oh, I could do better. I'll say, stay here. Come back with a piece of paper, and it says, I expect you to be here next week. What? Why? Because you said you could do better. I want to see you. I'm holding you accountable. Let's do this. Next week, they show up. It doesn't always work that way. But boy, if you get that kind of rep in a haunt that you say you could do better, why gosh dang, I am holding you accountable. I want you to do it. Now, when it comes down to two haunts being so close together, Sydney's right down the road from me. And I'm up in Botkins, I-75.
Yeah.
Okay? They don't open on Fridays. They're Saturday only. Okay? I will tell you that one of their actors would love to haunt on Friday. So he comes up to mine. Sharing's caring, baby. I'm just going to tell you. Now, if they would go and say, hey, I don't like that, they would have to talk to him, and then he just doesn't come. But that's perfectly fine because I've got my actors mostly from Walpock and New Knoxville. It's basically all Glaze County just starts hovering down on me. I got some from Sydney, but, all Glaze County did a great job coming down. So, yeah, we're in the same county, and, we're 15 minutes away from each other. But I still got totally different haunters than they do. I'm fighting for the people over in Indiana to come because people from Indiana come to mine. Don't know why, but they do. Farthest one I had so far this year was a person from Kentucky. Just happened to be on the way. He wanted to get something to eat. Someone's told him while he was at this gas station, go to the in-between. He went to the in-between, figured out he was not just in the parking for the in-between, but right beside that is ours, which is still in-between parking. So he went through ours. And he thought, you know what? This is pretty cool. I like this. Actually, a lot better than the ones down by me. I said, down by you. And he goes, yeah, I'm from Kentucky. What you do coming here? And he explained it. But I had people coming from Indiana to come to mine for the reasons that we do it and this and that. I had a guy that traveled over an hour just to be one of the actors for a night.
Jeez.
He loved it. I loved it. I think he should come back. Boy, I really think he should come back. And he is a World War II reenactor. He's on the losing side. So when you have one of those standing there and asking you for your papers. Oh boy. Made a lot of people uncomfortable, but that is the name of the game, to make it uncomfortable for someone.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have a pride party that runs down the street and celebrates him in his uniform. No. But we do have random things that you ain't going to see anyplace else. I mean, I didn't know that there was an entire group of World War II reenactors, and they have one of the redone military vehicles that is in Urbana. Oh, my. But, yeah, so the high industry is one of those things that you will find some of the weirdest things. You want to get smacked in the face with something random, you go to one of those haunts that actually can touch you, because there's some that have some really weird items they hit you with. And if you don't like that, but you want a good scare, you can go to any of them. Haunted Town Hall ain't too far away from here in Shelby County. I mean, it's really weird how far people will travel just to see things.
So I'm curious to know how the complete year within the setup works for you. It's like, when exactly do you start planning your haunted house, and what all goes into that?
It's a very good question. It just depends. Okay. So, does it ever stop is a really good answer, because as soon as you're like, okay, I'm not going to build anything, and then all of a sudden we're already coming up on ideas for next year. Should we be? Technically, no, because we're running this. But that doesn't mean that we ain't. We're coming up with ideas now. I take December totally off. I take the winter off because I cannot get out there. It doesn't mean I don't stop thinking about stuff or trying to figure out how to make stuff. It just means that I can't build it right where it needs to go. That's one of the great things about being friends with another haunted house. When your season's done, you can go hang out with them, and you're kind of looking at their stuff and saying, I wonder if I could bring that to mine. It's not that you're stealing the idea. You're bringing an idea that someone else did in a different light. So truly, we don't stop. And if you say that you stopped, you probably retired. Or worse, you become like one of these little ghost things. But yeah, we want to, but we don't. I mean, I'm thinking of the conventions. I'm thinking of this and that. And this is not just me because I'm so much into the haunted house industry. It is a normal thing, because when I wasn't in the haunted house industry that much, we were thinking of how we could get that one last scream a little better. So, I mean, you guys ever look at yourselves and say, I don't think I can make this any better?
No. We're constantly, we'll talk about it as soon as you leave, how we can make this better.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
we all have the urge to make ourselves better, okay? From the person that's sitting in the corner to the people that are in the microphone. That all has the opportunity to be a little better, right?
Yeah.
Haunted house, same exact thing. From the person that is taking the tickets to, you know what? I think next year's tickets are going to have this decal. And I can already start making those. And I can look at the dates, and I can look at this. The tickets I gave you actually have a picture of Haunted Town Hall's Haunted Town. And it actually has the logo for Hell's Dungeon, which is our friend Haunts. And you can take our ticket stubs down there, and since they're our friends, they offer you a discount.
That's awesome.
Oh, that is great.
That's why I want to design things like this. And the first run of these tickets were totally different. Also, after I started thinking of stuff, I even made tickets this year that had a picture of someone that just got married on them. How can I put it in someone's head to think of us?
Right.
Yeah.
Do you ever stop doing that?
Not at all.
If you're a bad driver,
Yeah.
You stop, everybody else thinks about them.
Right.
In the industry that we are in, it's kind of like this industry. It's absolutely, how can I get one more person? How do I touch that one more person that they know about me now? So, yeah.
Yeah.
I hope that answered your question.
Yeah.
Because
Certainly, yep.
if you haven't figured out, there is a squirrel on my shoulder, I'm sure.
So, haunted houses, a lot goes into like the planning, the decorating. Do you still decorate your house for Halloween and stuff?
No,
Or
because
do you-
everything's at my
Yeah.
house. I mean, at the haunt. Are you serious?
Yeah.
The Ohio Haunters Association actually has some cards that say, hey, I like your home haunt, and why don't you take pictures and put them on Ohio Haunters Association on Facebook? We have those cards. I go around and I put them on people's desks. I put them on their cars, whatever, because I like what they did. I'm not putting the stuff in my yard.
Yeah.
In fact, last year when the trick-or-treaters came up and I slammed a table down and I put a whole bunch of bags of chips, this one kid comes up, he goes, I thought you would have decorated. Are you serious? What am I going to decorate with? I don't know. You like Halloween a lot. I figured you would like put out a scary ghost or something. Okay. So I threw a ticket at him. I said, that's a ticket for next year. Why don't you go see my collection? And the kid goes, I don't even know what this is. And his dad started laughing. And he goes, we're sending you. I was like, good. He goes, I know what's going on. He came through. He came through and he's like, can I not come back? I said, you said you wanted to see my Halloween decoration, right? And he goes, no. I bet you he thought that one. And let me point something out, okay? For everybody that's seeing this, hearing this, everybody that's in this room, let's agree, okay? There's a difference between trying to scare someone and trying to traumatize them, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do not want to traumatize, okay? Now, if that kid did everything they could to irritate that actor has every right to traumatize. Has Thomas Chainer traumatized? Yes. Is there a girl that was located here in Sydney that thought that if she forgot Thomas Chainer's name, he was going to appear under her bed? Yes. Did she have night terrors? Yes. Did I feel bad? A little. But no, she absolutely deserved it because she kept on saying, you're not scary. You look like Darth Vader. I'm going to fix this. By the end of the night, I looked at her and I said, okay, I need to know, what's my name? You're Thomas Chainer. And if you forget that one time, I'm going to go and hide under your bed and you're going to know because there's going to be a giant lump. And she goes, no. How do I know she was traumatized? Because I went trick-or-treating and I put my costume out and she went across the street. Did I know it was that girl? No, because how many people do we see?
Yeah.
The dad actually had to explain because she screamed and pointed at that costume being Thomas Chainer. And he said, there is no way. Because that's from Sydney. Why is that in Botkins? She's not wrong. And he explained it. I said, oh, I'm so sorry. I really am. And he goes, she learned a lesson. You don't mouth off. Because now she hasn't mouthed off to a teacher, to anything. Ooh. So this is a good thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe. Continue the night terrors. I mean, he told me how bad they were, and I feel bad because they were bad. Should you terrify somebody like that? No. Have I terrored? Yes. Have I made someone pass out? Yes. Have they flopped on the ground? And I said, well, that's no much fun. Yes. I've looked at the boyfriend and said, you might want to catch her. And he goes, what for? I said, because she's out. And that's the thing. You need to know your limits. Okay? If I'm coming barreling at you at the speed of fat, because I'm a big guy, and I'm looking straight at you in your eyes, and I can tell that your eyes are actually dilating to the point that I can see them, I know that something's not right. No matter how much you hold your composure, if I come closer, your eyes start rolling back, you're gone. That's when I tell everybody in your group. But she mouthed off way too much that one. She told me I wasn't scary. And yeah, by the way, if you have piercings, just tell, I'm looking at you, you got piercings. So that was not directed at you by any means. So if you got piercings, my character does carry pliers. And he will tell you how your piercings go in and how they properly come out. And then tell you, that's not the way I'm taking them out. And you're going to know when you start screaming. And when you go and you start holding your one ear, I'm already working on the other ear. When you're holding that, I'm going after your nose. And if you keep it up, I'm going to find every single piercing that you have. And some responses, you just told me where the next ones are. That's fair enough, right?
Right.
Okay. But haunt industry does this. Our characters are really great. Blood Prison, the Warren's Widow, has made it really herself really famous. That is awesome. Some haunts have contracts. You become these characters, okay? You cannot take these characters anyplace else. This is where they are. If they leave, they have to be left, or they have to leave and go to a correct place. That is that character's life. My character, this is part of my costume. Yeah, it's not fancy, but my chainsaw is not on my side right now. And her name is Rachel because someone named Rachel did it. She absolutely did everything she could to get away from me. And I just saw it was the funnest game of chasing. And she worked at the same haunt. She was a guide. She didn't like chainsaws. And I made sure that she never forgot me. Because as soon as I got a chance, I took a silver Sharpie and wrote her name on that bar and pointed right at her. Now, she had a panic attack. I slowed down a little bit. But now my chainsaw does have, it says very beautifully, Rachel.
That's awesome.
She doesn't live around here anymore. But her spirit will always be in that saw.
So I want to get into your podcast a little bit. Sadly, just finding out about it, because I don't think you said much about it. And
I tried not to. I mean, I'm on your podcast. Why would I honk my own horn?
I want to honk your horn for a little bit.
I don't like that
terrible, doesn't it?
I did not like that sentence. I hated that.
Sir, I don't know what you got in your hand or in your head, but continue. I like this.
What is the name of your podcast? Who is all on your podcast? And explain a little bit what you talk about.
Okay. So my podcast is called Chainers Haunted Secrets. Okay. And the reason that we do Chainers Haunted Secrets is because it deals with everything in the haunted house industry. And since Chainer is my lead character, yes, he goes ahead and had to have the field. And when we were coming up with ideas, he had to have the podcast. Because, if you're going to talk about me, you're going to talk about Chainer more often. And we actually talk about other haunted houses, and we kind of compare. This is what we do. That's pretty cool. That's what you guys do. Now, we have Friday that's on our show with me. And yeah, I'm Pyle. Everything you find is going to be Pyle. You can Google me. You're going to find out I'm a author now. So that's interesting too. But
yeah, we're going to have to get into that in a second.
there's going to have to be some conversation apparently. Anyway, we also have Raz. Raz comes on the show once in a while. Raz is actually from Hell's Dungeon down in Dayton. He's an author, and us three make up 3 out of the 4 that owns the podcast network. And this podcast network talks about stories. Everything dealing with stories. So here we are talking about haunted house industry. Everybody has their story. That's what happened. That's what started it. There was a show that we had called Legends by Night, and they wanted to talk to a couple haunters. Well, once I got Brian to that, it just started getting bigger and bigger until the point it's like, you know what? People love that episode. We need to make a show. And now I am scheduling for December because it comes out every other Wednesday. And it's great coming out every other Wednesday because it gives me an opportunity to get a hold of the person, have a good conversation, send me pictures. Because we are a video podcast. So you get to see me. We're live. I mess up. I'm having a bad day. You know what? I didn't get to eat. You're going to see me eating something on the show. Some people make it a fun drinking game. And I say that because I drink stuff. And if I'm drinking stuff and I'm listening and this and that, my ADHD goes haywire. So we never know where the conversations are going to go. The only rule is, as much as you might have a problem with another haunt, it doesn't get brought up. We want to be there for everybody in the haunted house industry, from the makeup artist to the costume maker to the set maker to the actors, the owners. We want to know what makes your haunted house so passionate for you. And trust me, I don't care who comes on my show. And the reason I say that is because I have had a total of 7 different people on this one show, all from Hammer Brothers. It's just like, hey, I got more people coming in. Bloop. Are you from Hammer Brothers? Yes. We're live. Oh, okay, cool.
Is there one person that has been on your show that sticks out to you the most?
So there's a couple of them, but one I will say is Mike Ross, and he owns Sinister Sydney, and you're going to love this because Sinister Sydney is in Iowa. Sydney, Iowa. People from Sydney, Ohio love Sydney so much they went to Iowa, made a Sydney. Same spelling, same everything, and we thought, well, that's weird. Sinister Sydney is a haunt. Sydney Woods is a haunt. What the heck?
Right.
Yes. Mike Ross does a wonderful job. His tactics on scaring are kind of odd sometimes. I mean, if there is any roadkill near his haunt, he will pick it up and throw it in a grill, and people walk right by it.
Jeez.
Yeah, maggots and all. Yep, fresh smell, everything.
That's to suck to clean that, though.
Oh, dude, it's a nasty old grill. What are you cleaning up? The maggots are going to eat everything.
Yeah.
Are you serious? It's nature's cleanup crew in the best way.
Yeah, I'm sure he's
I
not using
couldn't
the
imagine,
grill.
though.
I'm sure he's not using the grill in his everyday life. Probably has his second grill, you know?
Yeah. Who wants hamburgers? We're using that one. The other one's broke. Jesus criminy. But yes, Reverend Mike is a wonderful gentleman. He plays his character Gravedigger really well. He does TikTok, and when he does TikTok, his number one video was him spitting in a chair and going, "They're coming to take me away, haha, they're coming to take me away." And I said, "Really? Is this where?" He goes, "I got more views than anybody else." I was like, that's when it was young. Good luck now. The other one, so there is a haunter. His last name is Hobbs, okay? And he owns a haunted house. He's a maker. He does a whole bunch of different things. His name is Alan Hobbs, and he's a great guy. If I heard one more time, "Oh, Alan Hobbs," on my show, I have a little banner that goes across that says, "Did somebody say something about Alan Hobbs?" Because I had 7 different people talking about Alan Hobbs and how his videos did great. I actually got Alan Hobbs on the show. And Alan Hobbs was like, "Man, this is the most laid back show I've ever been on." I was like, "Yeah, our squirrels kind of take the wheel."
That's awesome.
And that's the thing. We love the haunted house industry. These people are ones that really help me. They really push me. And Mike's been on the show a couple of different times. He can come on the show anytime he wants. And he used to have a podcast. He got busy. Plus, he's getting old. What? We're getting old?
Yeah,
Yes.
only getting younger. I don't know what about
Age,
you.
age is a relevancy when you're running. But yeah.
So let's get into your book a little bit because you dropped that bombshell on us.
Well, man, okay. So here's the kicker. I will have to pull up this because I write stories all the time, and what I do is when I write stories, I just submit them to my friend, and we go and we correct what we need to correct. And she goes, "Oh, by the way, it's in a book." Why? What'd you do that for? And she goes, "Oh, well, it was really good." I was like, okay. And she goes, "Well, you signed that one paper. Didn't you know what?" I said, "Yeah, I wondered what Facor was." Facor Publishing is the name of the publishing company. Oh, so it's a legit thing. But yeah, so a little bit of a background with me, and I'm going to be right honest. I am dyslexic, and I have ADD, and I have learning comprehension. How in the heck does a person like me make any kind of story that's relevant to anything? And the answer is my phone. I talk to it like a best friend, and I come up with a story. But Outward Adventures, Rustic Dreams is the first book I'm in. The second one, I can try pulling it up, but it's not out yet. It comes out towards the end. The first book had Gears Memories in it, which is a nice story about a person that gets sent off to the military and then comes to find out that things hit the fan really bad, and you're missing like a whole bunch of pages out of the diary book. So if there ever was a second book that came out, it would fill in the blanks. This new one that's coming out at the end of October, that one is I Am an Artist. It's all about this person that looks at people and tells them that, you're a wonderful person, you should come with me. Next thing you know, they're sleeping and he's draining all the blood because your body's awesome, but the masterpiece he could make from you is so much better. So yeah, and the character in that one has like the biggest problem with continental breakfast. He does. He feels like continental breakfasts aren't very important to have a good one at a hotel. So just having cereal is just not good enough. It's
I get
that is a part of a mental brain.
Right.
And that's one of the things that makes this book very important, or this story very important. Now, I can tell you that there is like 7 other stories, and none of them are out yet, or they ain't going to be out until Taihan is supposed to come out next year. And if Taihan gets released like it's supposed to get released, that is the full backstory on Chainer. Has it been written before? Yes. It's been written for many, many years. It's just it needs to get tweaked and understood.
Right.
And since these things got published, now I actually have crew that want Taihan to become a thing. Taihan stands for Thank You, Have a Nice Day, and it was inspired by a weird experience at a Chinese restaurant. You laugh about this, but have you ever seen the Chinese restaurant bags? They have a giant smiley face.
Yeah.
And it says, "Thank you, have a nice day," which abbreviates to Taihan.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's everything at Chainers has some type of design, but most of them are smiley faces, and it's all relating back to Chainer and how that story became such a inspirational part on how I made my character. So yeah,
That's awesome. You have so many things going on.
we haven't even talked or said anything about emergency disaster service. If you ever want to know about that, we can talk about that later. I'm the director here in Shelby County.
Oh, really? That's crazy.
I got plenty of hats and plenty of irons. I don't need another one.
With everything you got going on now, where do you hope to be in 5 years? Because I just feel like that's a very good question for you, just because there's so many things you could do.
There is, but as of right now, I'm a professional truck driver, and that's my full-time job. I love that job. It's agriculture. Love it with passion. That's where I want to stay, right there. I love my haunt. If I can get the haunt to continue, but it can only happen with everybody being right there. Okay? Me doing more books. It's not hard to come up with a crazy concept for something as long as you have the ideas that can interlock. So, that's not hard to do in 5 years. One of the biggest things is in 5 years, I will have a teenager. And this little girl is going to dominate my whole world. And I'm going to laugh because she's going to dominate a lot of things. She might be a person, and I got a 17-year-old son. He's about ready to go college. So it's one of those battles of where I'll be in 5 years would be great as long as I'm still here. Every day is a gift, and I'm thankful for it because the day I'm not here, it's going to be really boring. So to be right honest, I love doing stuff with the podcast. I would love to keep doing that. Everything I'm doing right now, I would love to do in the next 5 years. If I'm not mowing my grass in 5 years, I'm okay with that because I hate doing it anyway. And in fact, this summer's been really nice to me because I haven't mowed it.
Yeah, it's been dead most of the year, so
Yeah.
it's not been too bad.
So yeah, I mean, that's where I think it would be nice to be. Where I think I'm going to be is, I don't know, and that's the biggest answer I should ever give anybody, because I could walk across the street and somebody could hit me, and then be like, man, that would be terrible.
Yeah, that would be rough.
You know the cute little stickers I gave you is a Grim Reaper, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying, death is a friend.
Yeah.
And just not to say anything wrong about anything. My mindset's always been, hey, be thankful that you got me because I might not be here tomorrow. So understand that. Be thankful you got a chance to meet me. Be thankful that you got the opportunities that you have. And I think everybody should look at it that way. I mean, it's going to be really boring trying to figure out some of this stuff without the people we have.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's as cool of an answer as I can give.
That's great.
No,
That's
it
great.
was a great answer.
So is that what you wrote down on that script? No, I'm kidding.
Hey, sometimes we should probably script stuff out, but that's not happening.
Dude,
I think it's more natural this way.
I totally scripted something the other week, and I went and looked at the script, and I was like, I just come to realize something. And they said, what? I said, I just realized that I can't read my own script.
Yeah.
And they said, what? I said, yeah. Remember, I have a learning disability, which makes comprehension of words, and I just put in a whole bunch of words there, and it freaked me out. Yep, we're flying it.
Yeah.
Me and scripts don't work. You gave me a script, I would look at you and say, I have a phone, it can read that for you.
Yeah. I think unless you get really good at reading a script, it's hard to do it without it not sounding unnatural. It's easier to just riff off, in my opinion, most of the time. But before we closed out here, did you have anything you would like to say to anyone who might want to join like the haunt industry or pursue anything along those lines?
It's really simple. Do it. Do everything. Everything that you have the opportunity to do, go out, try it. Because I'm telling you right now, when you think, I'm not as good as this person, you might be a lot better. And that person just makes it look easy. Go and give it a whirl. I mean, when you guys started this whole thing, did you guys look at each other and say, oh, I'm scared. I don't know exactly what I'm doing. It's exactly what everybody should be thinking, but you just go with it and you jump into it.
Yeah.
Because if you don't know what you can do if you don't try. And you do what you can with what you got, for you'll never know what you could accomplish if you don't try it.
Yeah, I love that. I think it's easy to compare yourself to everybody else, and I like just jump into it. You're not going to get anything done if you don't.
No one's the same. No one's ever going to be the same. And if you think you're the same, congratulations, you just lied to yourself. So be different. I mean, absolutely. I mean, I'm sitting here at this table and there is a jellyfish. I never thought I was going to do a podcast around a jellyfish. But my ADHD has been absolutely staring at me and going, look at the legs go around.
It's cool,
Yeah, I
isn't
love
it?
It is cool, but I'll tell you what, it's very distracting on my squirrel brain. I mean, I've kept on going through my entire thing going, look at it go around. But you know what? I think what you guys are doing is awesome because a lot of people just listen to you and they think, I wish I could do that. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, they might be able to do it. They just ain't trying. I mean, you guys might have more of a professional setup than I do, but it doesn't matter.
You know, I compare my setup to a lot of other people's, and it's like, I always tell myself, the microphones could be better, the cameras could be better. But I mean, this could be done on an iPhone. It would be okay. You know?
Yeah. There's easier ways to go about it that work out just as well.
Yeah.
See this face? This face could be a lot better, but it's what I was given, and I'm making it work.
Yeah.
And that's how a lot of things should be done.
Yeah.
Today, people are afraid to get rejected. And I'll tell you what, I've been rejected a lot.
Yeah, I think
and I just look at you and go, well, that didn't work out. Let's go with the next one.
Right.
Yeah, an issue that comes up with podcasting a lot is people don't want to do it because they don't have the equipment. You don't need the equipment. If you have a phone camera and a group of people, you're fine.
All you need is if you want to get down to the very basics of it, all you need is a recorder, like a voice recorder on your phone.
Right. And that's the thing. No one looks at it and says, I've got everything I need. They make what they have work for them.
Right.
And if you have everything you need, something is going to break. So what are you going to do when it breaks? You go with option B, which is you make something happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Same thing with the haunted house industry. Boy, no one thought the wolf's arm was going to fall off. But boy, did we have enough duct tape.
Yeah.
So go out and do it. Absolutely. I think you guys are doing a wonderful job. I appreciate you guys letting me come.
We appreciate you being here, man. It's been a great conversation with you. It's been a good roller coaster of emotions.
Yeah, next, I tell you, next time we do something like this, there will be hot wings on this table.
Oh, I'm down. We'll rip off hot ones and we'll do a good.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Sean Evans, we're coming for you. Okay.
Thank you so much for being here, man. We
No
appreciate
problem.
you.
Anytime.